Team captain Rafael Pacciaroni, Rafael Matos, Luisa Stefani, Carolina Alves, Gustavo Hyde, Tiago Montero, and Beatriz Haddad Maia. And their opponents for today's session here at RAC Arena, representing China. Their team captain, Wu Di, Feijing Sun, Shuai Zhang, Yan Bai, Xinyu Gao, and Zhang Zhizhen. If you are able, please be upstanding for the national anthems of Brazil and China.
Strong support for Team China in an RAC arena, always out in force whenever their team plays. Of course, they've had a lot to cheer about over the last few years, both here in Perth and also once their female players in particular have got to the Australian Open, and they love to come out and support their national team in any sport. Tonight it's tennis. Settling into the team zone. Again, one of the features of this competition, the support that you see from the teammates. Big moment for Zhao Xinyu. She talked yesterday about the opportunity that this provides her, playing players that are ranked a lot higher than her. She's coming in at the number 175 in the world, and her career high is 164, and Haddad Maia, Jill, number 17 in the world, and has been a top 10 player at number 10. It's a career high, so that's a big difference in ranking, but it's a great opportunity for Zhao.
Yeah, absolutely. All about having this experience. These are those moments that you just thrive for, that you want. You want to be able to play the top players, to to get out in the court, to deal with not only the experience that they've had, the wins that they've had, but just to handle the nerves, the stress, the pressure. You want to put yourself in those situations as often as possible. That's the only way you're going to get better at it. Zhao has not played a top 20 player in her career yet. It hasn't even played a top 50 player in her career yet. So this is going to be a big moment for her.
So it'll be interesting to see how she handles that, but she was relaxed yesterday. She seems to have a good personality, and just in her interactions with her teammates there, you can look completely stressed out. She knows that this is a big moment for her, playing for her country. And
Xinyu, how are you? We have Phoebe here to do the coin toss for us.
all of this is a little new when you're at that level.
Yeah, if you guys could roll them out for me. Yep, go for it. Here comes Beatriz. Yep.
Haddad Maia just left the court quickly and now back, and she's ready to receive the instructions.
Beatriz, we have Phoebe here to do our coin toss. After the toss, facing that way for a photo. First for me, just in each corner, you have the towel boxes. It has the country flag for the towel. Other than that, any questions? No? Phoebe, who would you like to ask? Asking this side? Yep. And what are you asking? Can you remember? John or AO? John is the call. Look, John Newcomb, go for it. Up into the air. And it is AO. Receive. Perfect. Photo facing in this direction.
50th anniversary of John Newcomb's win, the Australian Open. He's on the coin this year. There's a feature. Generally, the players take the AO because they don't quite understand what's going on there. I think it's 98-1 normally between
Things are
AO
changing.
and the face. It was Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley last year. So let's take a little closer look at Beatriz Haddad Maia, the 28-year-old, ranked number 17 in the world, as we mentioned, top 10. Competing in her third United Cup. She's won 4 titles. She won in Seoul last year, Grand Slam. Her French Open semi-final in 2023 is absolutely the highlight. Third round of the Australian Open last year, quarter-finalist of the US Open. She's a very good doubles player as well. That'll come in handy when it comes to the mix. She's won 7 titles there and 1 in Adelaide last year. From a Brazilian women's perspective, she's been the best player for a long period of time. Had to go back to Maria Bueno in the 50s and 60s. Zhao Xinyu, 27 years of age, 175 in the world. She's only played 8 WTA tournaments. Semi-finalist of the 125 event in France last year. And in terms of her major Grand Slam appearances, its first round qualies are just the French and the Wimbledon titles. So big difference. So we're going to take a break in a moment. We're going to have a chat to Luisa Stefani on the side of the court, the Brazilian team camp, but we're just about set for this opening match. These teams have been in Perth for a few days, and most of them, Jill, have been training here, so they're pretty used to the conditions, but it's different when you've got the DJ and the crowd and the cameras and first meeting between the two, so that adds a little bit more intrigue.
Yeah, definitely different when it's match day. And of course, all these players would have come relatively early just to get acclimated to the weather, the time change depending on where you're coming from. So here's the weather for today. Has been beautiful conditions all day. It is going to get warmer and warmer as the days progress, but today it's just been absolutely perfect. And of course, the shade now is across the entire court, so really nice for the players tonight.
It'll be a little breezy at this time of day outside, but not inside. It's a pretty steep stadium, so the court feels like a coliseum. In charge of Team Brazil. Team China, good personality amongst all the Chinese team. So we're not too far away from getting things underway here, and in Team Brazil camp is their double specialist, Luisa Stefani. Luisa, good evening to you. How's the vibe amongst you? You've had to wait all day, but now the moment's come and you're in action. Good evening.
Good evening. Nice to be here in Perth. The team is ready, Bia's ready, and we're all excited to get going here and give our all and hopefully go to Sydney for the first time.
Luisa, you've been a part of this team before, so you know what it's like to have that support when you're out there. What will Beatriz be feeling, and what will she need from you guys from the sideline?
Yeah, I guess from outside, all we need to give is the most positive energy, all the support that she needs or the captain needs. Whatever they ask for on court and kind of like play together, I think is the most important, and show her that we're here with her through whatever she's going through. If she's winning, if she's losing, we're playing every point with her.
And just that vibe is so important, and you know what it's like to be here at the United Cup to start off the new calendar year, the new season. How much does this help you get ready for the following tournaments, for the following 2025 season?
So much. We have a really close team. Everybody gets along. We're close friends. A lot of us played together since juniors. And I think that's so special to start the year together. We spent Christmas, lots of laughs, lots of fun times already. And I'm sure there will be a lot more. Now competition starts, but I think it's good to have that balance and have a team atmosphere where it does, like the result, of course, is important. We're always here to win, but to learn from each other and keep thriving to help each other and learn and get the, like you said, the vibe going for the rest of the season and kick off the season with the right foot is really important. It's what I'm most looking forward to. In my case, I started preseason a little bit later, so being here with the team is really special and a great way to start my year.
Hey, Luisa, thanks for your time. We better let you go so you can offer some final words of encouragement to your teammate. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you. Vamos Brasil.
Yeah, I love the access that we're having to the team, not just the coaches, but the players as well. Zhao will kick us off here, serving.
Yeah, that's it. That's it there, yeah.
If you are just joining us for the first time, two singles matches, men's and women's, and then the mixed doubles to round things out. I shouldn't ask questions without notice, Julie. You see a lot of tennis throughout the year, but I'm guessing you probably haven't seen Zhao play.
I looked up, I had to look up some videos to see some highlights of some of her previous matches, but yes, you're right, I haven't seen her play live yet. This would be the first time that I've seen her, but it's a lot for her to deal with. I mean, coming out here and, you know, hoping that, I mean, you want to put on a good performance, playing against your first top 20 opponent that you've played in your career. Doesn't have a ton of experience on the WTA tour, but this is why I like this situation, because even if you have nerves out there, you have that team support. You have everyone behind you that is there to help you.
And such a big court too, and sometimes that can be a disadvantage. You get swallowed up by the enormity of what's around you. Strong start so far.
I mean, I think we also have to remember that Beatriz is probably going to be unfamiliar with her opponent too, and sometimes it can take some time to get a feel for your opponent's patterns, their strengths, their weaknesses. So I think if Zhao can get a solid start here, settle those nerves, trying to play some long rallies just so she can feel good out there, that could be helpful.
It's a trademark play from Haddad Maia. Absolutely hammered. Great defence from Zhao. She was out of that point on 2 or 3 occasions, and we'll give her a little bit of confidence that she can hang in the rally, but Haddad Maia just absolutely pulverising this one.
There were a couple times I felt like she wasn't necessarily going to have a play on the ball, but she's got that nice long reach. That one was just too good. Had a little bit more pop behind that backhand from Haddad Maia.
Team Brazil. Game Team Brazil.
So gets the break. And Team Brazil, a fast start. Strong play from Haddad Maia. Win predictor, as you would expect, pretty strongly in the favour of the Brazilian. We're in good hands courtside because the former world number 7, Barbara Schett, is alongside us tonight and has got a perfect view of what's going on. Good evening to you, Barbara. And it was a pretty good start from Zhao, but that's the power hitting that we're going to see from Haddad Maia. How are you down there?
Good evening, guys. It's a beautiful night here. It's not too hot. It's about 25 degrees, and I'm loving it to be so close to the center court. You talked about the size of the court. It's not just the stands in the stadium, but the court actually is really, really big. And Zhao had a chance to get on the scoreboard right away here, but it wasn't meant to be. Haddad Maia playing aggressive tennis. I just think the Brazilian has a lot more options in this game, in this matchup, and obviously the experience as well. So it'll be a tough one for the Chinese, but you know, it's early days.
It always bemuses me when you talk about the size of the court because the dimensions don't change. They're
No.
the same distance from baseline to the net and from side to side.
I know, it's the surrounding of the court. It is weird because you go out there and you just see all this space behind you that you just feel like, okay, I don't need that much space. But I have to say, with the way a lot of the players are playing now, so much further back, especially to return serve some of them, that you need that extra space. But it does feel really large. love what Barbara was mentioning earlier about, you know, Haddad Maia having so many options. She, you know, she's got that lefty serve that she can swing out wide and flatten it out. So she has that going for her, where she really can be unpredictable on that, but can also come to the net. You were talking about how good she's been in doubles, not only top 10 in singles, got to top 10 in doubles as well. So she's comfortable moving forward. And there's a perfect example of that out wide serve. It doesn't even have to have a lot of pace on it. The placement was so good. It just really opened up the court for her.
Just 124, that one, but it was so far out that Gao was almost in the Brazilian team box. Bold move to come in, wasn't it? She came in with purpose, though, having to do the drive volley.
40.
Well, that first volley was so good because she was able to keep it nice and low. She kind of went down the center of the court, but you see how much Gao had to dig up on that ball, making it easy put away at the end.
Well, a little bit of everything from Haddad Maia, a couple of double faults, but in the end prevails, consolidates the break to lead 2-love.
That's what's been fun about how Haddad Maia has progressed throughout the last 2 to 3 years, is I just feel like she's getting a little bit smarter with her choices, whether it's on the serve or off the ground. I love the fact that point she just charged forward out of the blue, you know, just catching some opponents by surprise. And I think she's learned that very well, of how to, you know, when to do what, the tactics, when to change things up. Something that's definitely improved.
Please take any seat for now. Please take any seat for now. You don't have to find your seat. Any seat. Ladies and gentlemen, behind the players, please sit in any seat you find.
Completely oblivious, the crowd, as they just amble on in and
think it's important for Xinyu to just still keep on going for her shots. She has nothing to lose at the end of the day, so it's important for her to be aggressive, take the ball early, take a risk.
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, if she gets time on the ball, Zhao's got to be able to step up and try and open the court right away. Try and get Haddad Maia moving right from the start.
It's balancing that risk, though, versus the aggression, isn't it? There's a fine line, and if you're too aggressive just for the sake of it, you make too many unforced errors, and you certainly can't wait for your opponent to make an error. That was a rare one from Haddad Maia, but it always fascinates me in the one-on-one nature of tennis. How aggressive do you be, and what element of risk you're prepared, what appetite is there for that?
It's true, yeah. It's tough sometimes to find that right balance. I think, you know, when Zhao does have time on the ball or a little, you know, extra movement up into the court, that's where she's got to take a little bit more of that risk. That's too good. It wasn't a bad shot from Zhao. I mean, she had good depth on it. Maybe could have had a little more pace, but Haddad Maia is very good at taking that ball on the rise and creating the angle off the court from both wings, from the backhand and the forehand. I do like the fact that Zhao's using the body serve pretty often to start this match.
I agree. I think that's important for Zhao to do that more often, because it just cuts the angles for Haddad Maia. It's always underestimated, that body serve, isn't it?
Yeah.
Someone's not happy down here. Little baby wants to go to bed. Doesn't want to watch tennis.
Team China.
So Zhao gets Team China on the board. Confidence booster for her. It's Team Brazil leading 2-1.
Team Brazil leads by 2 games to 1.
It's almost an exact replica of the opening game when she got off to an early lead and then back to juice, but wasn't able to get the break. Haddad Maia on that occasion. So Zhao getting on the scoreboard for Team China. And it's been a good start for a player who's absolutely the underdog.
I think to get out of a tough game like that too, when there's a lot of pressure already on your serve, having gotten broken right away, and all of a sudden another tight game, and to be able to make that push to get out of that and get on the board, that make her feel good. She had a little pep to her step too after she won that game. It's good to see.
Go China!
So the fans for Brazil, they're happier at the moment after Haddad Maia got the early break here at RAC Arena, but plenty of Team China fans here supporting their side through in this Group E clash, the first one to kick off the evening action on day 1 of the United Cup.
Thank you. Thank you. Love 15.
Couple of double faults in the opening service game and one here again. Commenced the first service game. Haddad Maia with a double fault. Done it again.
That's a great defensive shot. Just saw Haddad Maia sneaking forward. Good job of getting depth and height on that ball. End up jamming Haddad Maia on the forehand.
Couple of line painters there from both players.
15-30.
That was a good rally. I mean, Zhao is making Haddad Maia work hard. She's consistently opting for that higher heavy ball. Okay, that one just didn't quite connect cleanly, so it landed pretty short. But it's not easy to consistently be aggressive on that higher ball and to be able to place it exactly where you want it all the time.
40-30.
That's such a crucial point at 30 all. Took a lot of pace off that serve just to make sure she got that first serve in play.
So it's not easy, but on the scoreboard, 3-1 with the break for Haddad Maia, being stretched by Zhao, who good effort here against her more highly rated opponent. Brichette's move position from courtside to in the Team China pod. Can't actually see her, so I'm not sure who she's with. But apparently she's there.
I'm just catching up with Shui here. Shui, you're watching this match closely. I think Xinyu is going actually all right. She was a bit nervous at the beginning. What are your thoughts on her performance so far? It's tight.
Oh, yeah, she's super tight, but she can play really good tennis. You know, all the Chinese players, their baseline so good, solid, and she training in Spain, Barcelona, so she can play some spin. She's running fast, so yeah, she can play long rally with Bia.
What advice would you give her now if you would be able to coach her?
Just be free, you know, because she most of the time play ITF tournament, and especially last couple of years, she's play a lot, like 25,000, 50,000. So that's the biggest tournament for her. So she needs a couple games to get feeling, and then, yeah, she can play really good.
Well, it's still a long way to go. Are you ready for the mixed later on?
I try, yes. I'm always ready.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Such a big mindset difference for the Chinese team, particularly for their women players when Zheng draws, and you come here with a mindset of supporting your number one and being part of it and preparing with her, maybe playing your role in the mixed if the opportunity arises. And then all of a sudden everyone steps up a position.
Yeah, I mean, it could be both, right? Obviously, it's unfortunate that she couldn't make it, but it gives such, like we were talking about, the opportunity here, all these other players to sort of rise up and support each other and take on that role of trying to be in the leader position.
China.
And that was a good service game from Zhao. Hold serve. Team Brazil with the advantage still 3-2 in this opening set.
Team Brazil leads by 3 games to 2.
Been no easy service games here on either side. Been entertaining tennis for the first 28 minutes.
Not easy, but I felt like that was Zhao's best game so far. I mean, I do feel like in that last point, she definitely freed up a little bit. I think, you know, what's fun to watch about her game is that she can mix it up, and she's trying to find that balance of hitting the higher heavy ball and then stepping up at the right moment, because she can get some pretty good firepower behind the forehand in particular. And like we've mentioned a few times, you know, the start of a new season, there's always going to be nerves. You always feel better when you get that first match under your belt. So, you know, to restart after a preseason, it's interesting to see these first matches.
Coming up next here in Perth, Zhang Jizhen swings into action for Team China, the 28-year-old inside the top 50. He will fancy his chances against Brazilian Thiago Monteiro. The two have met before. It was Zhang that got the better of the Brazilian in Rome in 2024. That one coming your way. In Group E men's singles next up in Perth. But here, Zhao has found her groove, but it is Haddad Maia still up a break in the first set.
And bring me those cocktails.
Well, I've got an app for that, so I've just... They're on their way.
Thank you, and some cheese maybe.
Let it listen. $15.
Just rushed slightly on that one, Haddad Maia.
13.
She had a little bit more time on the ball, so it almost felt like she started moving through that more quickly, hadn't finished her shot yet.
Yeah, sometimes with the backhand, I feel like she doesn't quite get underneath the ball.
Yeah.
Haddad Maia.
She hits it pretty flat.
She does, yeah.
shot going behind Haddad Maia. Kept going to her backhand side consistently there, and you just got the sense Haddad Maia was leaning to her left, expecting Zhao to go to the open court. And she held this forehand well, just accelerated the last moment, just was able to freeze Haddad Maia at the baseline. Well, she set up the point perfectly. Excellent heavy ball to the backhand side. That's a tough shot for a two-hander to hit and get aggressive on it. Just felt Haddad Maia could have been in sooner. Potentially take that ball out of the air, but it's now given Zhao a break point opportunity.
She's certainly out of breath, Haddad Maia. The rallies are probably going a little bit too long for her taste, for her liking, but that was an important point for her. Wants to get ahead on the scoreboard. And always that eye contact with her coach.
So survives the break point. Haddad Maia and serve leads 4-2.
Team Brazil leads by 4 games to 2.
I think she was a bit lucky to get out of that service game. You can't fault Zhao for going for the couple of forehands that she did, because she's connected on a few of them very well. And Haddad Maia, I don't feel like did a ton in those last couple points, just got the mistakes from the Chinese.
Thank you.
Leading the unforced error count at the moment, Haddad Maia. Only just 10-9, but keep the ball in play. There have been errors coming from the Brazilian. Growing in confidence.
She does defend really well. It's just anticipating nicely where Haddad Maia is going to hit the ball. Great lob there, and good composure, just waiting for the right moment to change direction.
It seems like Haddad Maia is overplaying a little bit now when she's out of position. She's feeling the pressure, that's for sure. That's where Zhao has to stay with her now. Really important game for the Chinese. That scoreboard pressure. That's a great ball. Love that hard-hitting shot deep down in the center of the court. Just takes away options for Haddad Maia, takes away the angle. You feel less in control. She was on her back foot with the pace of that ball coming through the court.
Another good service hold for Zhao. Hanging in there in this opening set. Still Team Brazil who lead 4-3.
Team Brazil leads by 4 games to 3.
This is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Western Australia, Rottnest Island, just off the coast, 19 kilometres from Fremantle by ferry. Beautiful swimming bays, snorkelling, cycle around Car-Free Island. There's the ferry. Saw Taylor Fritz and Coco Gauff there a couple of days ago, and this time last year, Jill Krabus was there enjoying everything it has to offer, including the quokkas. What did you make of those?
I enjoy that.
Creatures?
Oh my God, they're so cute. It's amazing how close you can get to them. I loved it. Great experience.
This has been an impressive display from Zhao. Xinyu running with Beatriz Haddad Maia. Huge difference in ranking, experience. Early service break
Time
against Zhao, but has managed to go stride for stride since then. So new balls, 4-3.
one I want Haddad Maia do more. I feel like in the last few games she's been playing too flat, always the same pace to Gao, and I think the Chinese really likes that. So the more variety with her placement, with her spin, throwing in a slice every now and then, coming to the net, keep the opponent guessing. I think that's what she needs to do and to stick to. I was happy with that point.
I felt like she was much more controlled in that previous point as well. You know, didn't try and do too much. Mentioned earlier that it can be challenging to always get aggressive off the higher ball that Zhao is bringing, and I felt like Haddad Maia there just a little bit more patient when to change direction, when to pull the trigger. Wasn't quite the shot to go for. She's trying to open up the court because I don't think she's comfortable consistently hitting that ball that's coming deep down the center at her. She wants to be able to move Zhao, to open up those angles. It's difficult to do off that shot. That change up. She's been going out wide with that softer slice that's really been swinging Zhao outside of the court, so always good to mix it up.
Haddad Maia edges towards this opening set.
Team Brazil leads by 5 games to 3.
Much better moving forward, didn't hesitate that time. As soon as she saw Zhao in trouble, immediately came forward to the net.
Yeah, I definitely think she can do that a little bit more often, don't you think? I mean, she's such a good doubles player as well. Just give it a go. Set yourself a goal to try to come to the net once in every game.
Well, there's another good example of that, where she didn't quite get in the whole way, but the purpose was there. Brings up a set point.
The footwork was not quite there. Running around that forehand. And once again, it's amazing how many times she looks out to the coach and gets that reassurance from the team. In a very positive way, she likes it. Always got a smile on her face. Big point here.
Again, going behind Haddad Maia, great play from Zhao.
Advantage, Team China.
Yeah, anything landing a little bit shorter, Zhao needs to be up. Love the shape of that ball that she got on the forehand.
Team China.
Another good service game for Zhao. Saves the set point, keeps herself in it.
Team Brazil leads.
Haddad Maia will serve for the opening set. They lead 5-4. She's never been in front, but she's been right in it. Zhao, Xinyu, and she's put up a good display in this opening set.
I actually think she's found like the game that she needs to play to hurt Haddad Maia. I think it took her a few games in the beginning. She was a little bit nervous, but I think she has a good understanding of the tactics that she needs to hurt Haddad Maia. You know, the use of the higher ball, the deep center ball, and then stepping up, flattening it out. Just that change of pace that's keeping Haddad Maia a little off guard sometimes. Well, this is just a look at the return hit points of Zhao overall. Pretty far back, actually, on both the first and the second serve. Actually, a little closer on the first serve, and compare it to Haddad Maia, who takes a much more aggressive stance. She's looking for those opportunities to get a head start right away in the rally. I'd actually love to see Zhao do a little bit more of that on the second serve in particular, maybe be a little bit further in, because Haddad Maia doesn't have a ton of pace on that second serve. So Zhao is capable of it, but she's so used to having that stance further back that that's something that is tough to change sometimes. But I think she's capable of it. She's quick enough to do it, but that's a big difference between the two players.
Zhao's average first serve 160.8, Haddad Maia 153.3. So despite the fact that the serve's not quite as fast, still standing back a little bit further. So serving for the set here.
I love it what Joao does now, really opening up the court on Haddad Maia's backhand. With those short cross-court angles, that's how she prepared that shot down the line. Bit of luck there, but she certainly has the confidence, and the pressure is on for the Brazilian. She's gonna feel it now, that's for sure. Now it would be nice if she could take that return early, don't you think, Jill?
Yes, definitely, yeah. When you know she's feeling it a little bit.
Fragile, yeah.
She must be listening, because she did come forward on the return and then came into the net as well, and aggressive play paying off.
Well, I love a couple aggressive forehands and not hesitating here. I mean, this is the first time we've actually seen her approach the net, and executed very well, went through that volley, kept her momentum going forward after the strike on the ball.
Overhead. In fact, it sounds like it's almost inside the stadium, it's that loud.
It's not in here, I can assure you.
Thank you for that reassurance.
Thank you.
More than one by the sounds of it. Another scorcher.
I mean, she is full of confidence now, and you don't just see it in her shots, but if you look at her court position as well, she's so much closer to the baseline compared to Haddad Maia, and that backhand down the line was a rocket.
That's changed though, right? I mean, she was a little bit further back at the start of this match, and now with that confidence growing, she's learning to step up, and I love that she keeps moving through that ball.
Beautiful.
3 break points.
$15.40. Team China.
Well, that's just reward for some impressive play for Zhao. Evens the scoreline at 5 apiece.
I think overall it's been tough for Haddad Maia, because not only Zhao growing in confidence, but I think she hasn't gotten a lot of free points off that serve, and sometimes she relies on that, and because Zhao's been, even though she's standing further back, she's been pretty consistent of getting the point started, getting a lot of returns back in play. And that can build some pressure on the server throughout the course of a match.
The unforced error is starting to stack up as well. 16-11 now. And Maia on the wrong side of that ledger.
Now, this is an important moment. She's played so well, Zhao, up until this moment. And a lot of times we see that, you know, when the higher-ranked player plays against a lower-ranked player, and then the higher-ranked player is in trouble, that when it's crunch time, it's usually the better player who has the experience more and plays their game. So we'll see what happens.
Two double faults in this game. Talk about that experience, just 8 WTA tournaments in the semi-final.
15-30.
Big difference from the challenger circuit.
The first point in a while that I felt like she was able to create that depth again. Quite a few of her balls have been landing a little bit shorter, which has extended the rallies for Zhao, which is what she wants. But this one, well done. Those 3 in a row just kept Zhao a little bit further behind the baseline.
So Haddad Maia breaks straight back and once again is in the lead. 6-5, so she will have another opportunity to serve for the set.
Team Brazil leads by 6 games to 5.
Well, really interesting. Again, she played such great tennis the last couple of games, and then she has the opportunity to go ahead, go up 6-5 on serve, 2 double faults, and then she plays the first drop shot in the match, which is probably not her game style. So her shot selection in this moment was not great, and that's why Haddad Maia is ahead.
Words of encouragement. An hour and 5 minutes in now. This opening singles encounter of the tie between Team Brazil and Team China. Beatriz Haddad Maia had the opportunity to close out the opening set in the previous service game. Down low 40, served an ace, but then was broken and managed to break Zhao next service game. So for the second time, she's already had a set point. Goes without saying, she'd be pretty keen to close this one out here.
been a little bit vulnerable on that second serve.
Her arm slows down, doesn't it? On that second serve, it has to be the same speed as when you hit a first serve, just more kick. That's where the percentage is important.
Well, recovered nicely there after the previous miss on the forehand. Did well to just let that go, restart. That was a beautiful backhand.
We'll have a look how she moves inside the court, follows through. That's why she's playing so precise as well.
Love the fact that it looks like she's just not thinking. She's just picking her shot, picking the spot and going after it. Very decisive playing on these last couple points from Zhao.
I want to have that backhand down the line. Look at that. It's so straightforward. She's not mucking around at all. Following through. Deep. Perfect moment.
Wow. Two big serves and went for those targets, flattened that out, really accelerated nicely, and went to two serves that have been a little bit more unpredictable. I mean, Zhao has to cover that out wide serve as she's facing a left-hander, so it does leave that down the tee open just a bit more.
Make that three big serves, one to the body. Brings up another set point. First one in the 9th game. And Zhao's serve. This is the first on her own serve. Big serving to take out this opening set. Hasn't been easy, but Beatriz Haddad Maia gets Team Brazil off to a good start here, taking the opening set 7-5.
Second set. Team China to serve. Thank you.
getting through that first set too. I think you have to point to the fact that Haddad Maia's attitude, I feel like, is always so good. Even when, you know, she was serving for it at 5-4, she's still pumping her fist. She's still getting behind herself, even sometimes when she makes a mistake. I can see her nodding to herself because she knows it was the right play, and I just, that always stood out to me when I watch her matches, and I think sometimes it gets her through tough sets like that.
Thank you.
A good deep return, and Zhao did a fantastic job of just hitting that line and that corner perfectly. Felt like Haddad Maia thought she was in an aggressive position, then all of a sudden she's on her back foot. It's too good from Zhao.
The start she wanted. Broken in the opening game of the first set, Zhao. He holds here.
We're just going to take a look over the first serve placement of Haddad Maia. She's actually been doing a pretty good job of mixing it up quite a bit, but when it counted, we're focusing on this because of those last serves she had in that game to close it out. She really utilized the down the tee on the ad side and the out wide on the deuce side, but she chose when to go for those shots. But you can see how much she's varying it up, and she's just trying to keep Zhao guessing throughout that first set.
How good are players knowing what that percentage is? You look at that spread and it's very even.
Well, I think you can feel, I think Zhao can feel it. Like she's, you know, she can feel that, you know, she's mixing it up quite a bit. I mean, it's hard. You don't, as a returner, you don't want to start trying to guess where the server's going to serve. That just gets you into trouble because that can just get you frozen at the baseline. But it's amazing how you can pick up small cues, where their toss is, you know, the turning and the positioning of the body. But it happens in a split second, and that the only explanation for that is hours and hours and hours on the court practicing.
No Boris Becker's with the tongue out.
Yeah, oh, right. I think a lot of the players said the hardest one to pick up was Sampras. They could never tell who was going to hit his serve. And effort from both. Nice to see Zhao smiling after that point. Great, great hustle, just forcing Haddad Maia to hit one extra ball.
That was the point of the match,
yeah.
I would say. Really used the court so well. Haddad Maia, she needs to use that short cross-court angle on the forehand a little bit more often, I think, to get Zhao out of her comfort zone. Whenever she plays that drop shot, She's not in a good position.
Yeah, we are so used to seeing Haddad Maia use those angles throughout a lot of her previous matches, and I haven't seen it as much in this match yet. I've seen it occasionally, but where I feel like I've seen it the majority of the time throughout her rallies. So I do think that would be beneficial to try and create those opportunities a little bit more often. From Zhao.
It's interesting, Jill, with the amount of data that's available now, and we've got screens that show various bits and pieces. You can call our stats crew and say, can you have a look at this, have a look at that. The teams have got the capacity to look at that. They've got data displays there it is. They don't seem to look at it that much, not as much as you would expect. Haven't seen Team Brazil look at it once.
I think some do and some don't. I think, I know there are a lot of coaches that really get into the data and stuff, and then there are others that really focus more on like, okay, this is what you know what you need to do, this is what I want you to focus on. And it depends on the player, right? How much information they want to.
I guess a lot of that happens post-match as well when you review, where you can
exactly.
take a look at what went right and what went wrong.
And I think this is great, too, for the coach to have because, say you're working with a player that doesn't want to get overloaded with a lot of information. They can pick and choose the most important points, kind of, weed their way what they feel like will be beneficial for them the most. Maybe just have them focus on one or two things.
There's another big point here from Zhao coming up with the unforced error out of nowhere. That's where you have to just, you have to cut them down. You have to play the big points better.
Barbara, we see that happen so often. Why do you think that is? You think they're thinking about the score?
Yes, I think so. And the better players, they just know exactly what they have to do in that moment because they've been there and done it so many times.
Well, brilliant point from Zhao. She was out of it, then she was in it, and then she won it.
She's getting better at the drop shot, as we're witnessing in front of our eyes in this match. She does a better job on the harder lower ball, actually, of being able to control it. Uses the pace on that low slice.
I think we should have a drop shot stat on the screen because you see it so often throughout the Australian summer. Low percentage shot virtually every time. Winner there. There we go. Very well executed on a big point.
Well, that worked so well in that moment, too, because it was so unexpected. I mean, that's the first drop shot we've seen from Haddad Maia in this match. It's completely caught Zhao by surprise.
Team Brazil.
Both players holding their opening service games here in this second set.
1 game.
And that's a good example of what you're talking about, Barbara. I think another unforced error missed right away. I mean, we haven't seen that from her, but it's those moments where you just have that loose moment in your mentality, perhaps.
Yeah, it was a slow serve there from Haddad Maia, and Zhao didn't move towards the ball. She was waiting for it. Missed opportunity.
Again, good scrambling from Zhao, just making Haddad Maia play the extra shot.
It's not only the scrambling, right? She somehow is getting it just out of reach. I mean, she wasn't quite in a position, but she has a pretty good understanding in that moment of where Haddad Maia is, how close to the net she is, and made it difficult overhead. Low ball right to the feet. Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing Haddad Maia hit some of these approach shots hard, fast, down the center. Zhao likes being on that stretch. She likes having that space and that target on the run. His feet just got stuck. Great choice by Zhao. Throwing a little dipper. Took a lot of pace off that ball.
Thank you.
Dropped on the line. It's a live electronic line calling, no challenges from the players. What the machine says goes.
Let's seconds. Team China.
And two good service games from Zhao to open this second set. Team China leading 2-1. I can see you and I doing this, Jill, out of the four-wheel drive, and there's no wave there, so there's no point having the surfboards up on top, but the beach looks magnificent. This is Esperance.
You're going to twirl me like that too?
Well,
look at those beaches.
696 kilometres southeast of Perth, so it takes a while to get there, but once you're there, have a look at it. Absolutely magnificent.
Wow, the water is so
beautiful.
Pretty.
Esperance. If we go tomorrow, we might be back for the night session if we leave early. This is an entertaining encounter. Hour and 32 minutes so far. First set was tight. Couple of service breaks. And deep into that first set, 70 minutes, and the second set has begun strongly for Zhao. We talked about whether Zhao would be able to maintain the pressure, the momentum, hanging in there, and she's done more than that. It's been impressive.
Yeah, I think she's found that right balance of, you know, when to hang back, when to maybe throw up more of a defensive lob, and then all of a sudden inject some pace into the ball and be aggressive. It's almost like she gets aggressive out of the blue, and it's sort of at moments surprise to Haddad Maia.
Which then puts her on the back foot a bit,
right.
doesn't it? It's that element of surprise that you have to be attentive. Growing in confidence with those shots as well. The ball's there and going to really put the pressure on, finding the corners.
Well, I like this combination a lot. I mean, look at the beautiful height over the net and the depth, and this time it goes a little bit flatter and harder, and that's why it just is able to shoot through that court. The variety has been good from Zhao. Oh, wow, that was well done. Zhao can't believe it. That ball just had just enough spin to tip back down into the court.
Team China bench, thumbs up as well. Sometimes you just get beaten by an outstanding shot around the net into the corner. Couldn't be better.
It was the right shot to go for. She was in good position, had the opening of the court, but just went for a little bit too much.
É lateral, é lateral. Não é diagonal para trás. Bom, boa escolha aí, vamos. No teu.
Haddad Maia was taking a juice in the opening game, her service game, this set. Happening again here. Zhao's had the ascendancy. It's only minor, but again, stretching Haddad Maia on serve here.
Just rushing towards the center of the court after that approach shot. Zhao just maybe panicked a little bit about leaving the cross court open and just moved a little too early. It was important for Haddad Maia to take that ball on the rise, just to rush Zhao at the net.
Team Brazil.
That's tight in this second set. 2-all on serve.
2 games up.
New balls on their way. Barbara Schetz in the Team Brazil pod. Carolina Alves, it's tight, Barbara.
It is very tight, Carolina. When I'm watching you, I can see that you're a little bit nervous. You probably didn't expect Xinyu Gao to play such great tennis. I mean, she's ranked 175, but today she's playing like a top 20 player, isn't she?
Yeah, she's great. I mean, I knew her from another tournaments, but in these competitions, when you play for your country, I think anything can happen. It's like Billie Jean King. You play a lower ranking player, but she can still play great for the country. And I think that's what's happening with her. I think she has also less pressure for playing with such a great player as Bia. And it's the first match of the year. I mean, they are also trying to work on the things they were working in the pre-season. Bia is playing much better right now, but yeah, let's see what happens. But the match it's really nice. I'm enjoying to watch. I'm learning a lot as well. So yeah, it's a high-level match.
Do you think she can close it out in 2 sets, Bia?
I think so. I think she's so good in the moments where the match is tight, and when she feels pressure, she plays great. She's so positive, and she manages.
How does she do that? It's incredible.
Since she was a kid, you know, she's been through a lot, through injuries, and she's always very positive. That's why for me it's really good to be outside the court, near the coach, the team, and watch the match and learn a lot from her, because she's a very good player. and very
30
positive. I think that's the best thing about her.
Carolina, thank you so much. I'm going to leave you to support Bea again, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
A great angle on this one too.
Just got that shot down, I think. Seen that a couple times.
High-level tennis from Xinyu. Holds her serve once again to lead 3-2 in the second set.
Well, it's interesting listening to Carolina. I think she made a good point about, you know, you do feel different kinds of pressures and nerves when you're playing in a team atmosphere, you're playing for your country rather than out there. It's just at an individual tournament. There's so much riding on the line, and some people thrive in those moments, and some people, the nerves can get the better of them. I've seen both, actually, but Zhao is really rising to the occasion.
Trainer is out with some attention to that left knee.
Well, earlier today, it was Group C that opened proceedings in Perth, with Pablo Carreño Busta getting Spain off to the perfect start before Kazakhstan bounced back with a straight sets win to Elena Rybakina. That meant a deciding mixed doubles was played. And, well, it turned out with Rybakina and Shevchenko able to win this one in a tie-break. Mixed doubles rubber, which gives Kazakhstan the bragging rights on the opening day of proceedings here in Perth. Right now, a bit of treatment being applied to Zhao Xinyu, playing well beyond her rankings numbers, as they might indicate. 175 in the world, and first time playing a top 20 player in Beatriz Haddad Maia. Zhao is 3-2 up in the second set. Haddad Maia has Team Brazil up a set to love. Hopefully not too much of a concern here for the Chinese player. Certainly pushing Haddad Maia all the way in this opening match. Of course, there's the men's singles still to come. That one should be a cracker as well, with Zhang Jizhen and Thiago Monteiro picking up the action. Plenty still to play for the women, with Zhao Xinyu 3-2 up in the second.
100% connected. Sweeney in the chair, looking somewhat bemused at what's going on. Second trainer has arrived now. Interesting point in the match. 3-2, second set. Hour and 45 minutes in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Team China are receiving a medical timeout.
Interesting to call it. I mean, she just played probably one of the best games. I didn't notice anything that was affecting her. It's tricky though, right? Because once you, it's been an ongoing injury. Once you start feeling one thing, then you just maybe get a little bit nervous if anything else might happen
So there was a stretch there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Just a little bit of extra exertion. Not much. Didn't appear to see anything in her. Certainly didn't affect that previous service game. More pressure on the front leg there than the rear.
Maybe she was protecting it a little bit there by putting more pressure on the front leg. You can see her just limping slightly. And it's the start of a new season, right? I mean, you don't want anything to get any worse. You want to make sure that you're securing it. Yeah, and he's just gathering that certain part area just so it doesn't get strained as much in the movement.
Hopefully that won't have too much of an impact on her movement, because it's been an impressive hour and 45 minutes so far for Xinyu. Certainly in this second set, the service game has been the best it's been. Had Haddad Maia under pressure on both of her service games, getting her to juice. Richette's returned to her banana lounge courtside, and
I am back, and what do I see?
well, this is unfortunate, isn't it? Because there's more strapping going around. You might not be able to see that from where you're sitting.
I do see it. I have a screen here, Dave.
Okay. There's a big screen right in front of you that
I have a big screen. I have several
they're hiding
screens
behind, but unfortunate, because she's been so impressive in this second set.
Yeah, definitely. But you know what? She probably hasn't been playing that many matches on a level like she has been playing today. Also, the physical component, she's moving around a lot as well. And obviously, she does have a bit of a problem with the knee already, and might have tweaked her hamstring there a little bit. Hopefully, her movement will be okay. I mean, she's been suffering injuries over the years. She's been out for a couple of years due to injury of the tour. And yeah, you definitely don't want to start the year like that. So we'll see right away the way she's moving in his first couple of points, that's for sure. Hopefully that taping helps. Looks like a piece of art now, that left leg, doesn't it?
There's a bit going on. Hopefully it's all okay. Proppy on the movement there, just moving off that left leg. She tries to get back towards the center of the court. There was a little movement that indicated that not all is well.
Smart right away on that serve to go for the angle, immediately try to move Zhao, test that movement of hers. And she has to lean on that left leg to kind of push off to get back into the court, and so that was a little bit slower trying to be able to get back.
$30.50. 14-15.
That was a good strike on the ball, didn't miss it by much. Sometimes just letting that toss drop a little bit, that all of a sudden she's pushing up on the ball.
Nice pass, Stefan. Looks good.
Brilliant play from Haddad Maia there. Squares it back up at 3 apiece.
It's an incredible passing shot. Again, having to readjust her feet because it was an incredible deep slice from Zhao off the ground.
No problem with the movement there from Zhao.
No.
No, she seems to look all right.
Loose shots from Haddad Maia. This scoreline, you just feel you keep the ball alive. That's exactly what she has to do, a little bit more, opening up the court on Haddad Maia's backhand. She was patient, played with controlled aggression there.
No, I think also Haddad Maia gets worried about her forehand down the line. So every time Zhao's gone behind her in that moment, it's been such a good play because Haddad Maia, I feel like, is protecting that down the line that Zhao can hit so well.
Again, another comfortable service game. That one to love for Zhao, who leads 4-3 now. Doesn't seem too concerned.
Overall, I feel like she's really enjoying this experience out there, the United Cup.
Well, Alex de Minaur in action for the home side tomorrow night in Sydney as Group F gets underway with Australia taking on Argentina. It was a breakout moment for de Minaur. Last edition of the United Cup. This time he opens his campaign against Thomas Martin Echeverri, who leads Team Argentina into this year's United Cup.
So strong on serve in this second set.
Yeah.
It's Haddad Maia who's behind on the scoreboard. That adds a little bit more pressure as we get deep into this second set. Clock edging close to 2 hours.
I think she prefers to be on the run. It's where she's been hitting her best shots. I mean, that right there, she looks like she's so off balance, but yet still able to find the depth. And then as soon as Haddad Maia, you feel like she's in such a good position, but she loves being on the move and having that, almost being forced to go for a better shot.
Rallies are so long and so intense out there. And Jill, you said it. It's amazing how Joao, her defensive game is unbelievable. The way she runs around, moves around, and then she can just change that and go for it. Defensive into offensive game style. She does that extremely well, but can she hold on to it? Can she physically last? That's the question.
Can her hamstring hold on?
Yeah.
Brilliant play. Shot making superb. The variety there. Legs becoming more problematic.
Yeah. I mean, once she gets going in the point, you can't tell at all that anything's bothering her. But between the points, that's where she's starting to fiddle with her leg a little bit. There's an unbelievable feel on that backhand lob.
2 break points here.
That's when Haddad Maia needs her serve in this crucial moment.
Barbara, does it look like it's cramping at all down there?
I mean, think it's a combination.
Maybe,
almost.
yeah.
Yeah.
She did in the first set when she was under pressure on serve. She's been superb, Haddad Maia. Two good first serves there. That one, the stretch.
And it's not easy for Haddad Maia when you see your opponent
Right.
probably not 100% fit to keep you focused and focus on yourself, what you have to do. Don't just push the ball in.
Oh, it's a free point, free gift there for Haddad Maia.
Team Brazil.
Escape for Haddad Maia. Saves the 2 break points. Squares it up at 4-all.
She's a phenomenal competitor, isn't she, Jill?
Yeah, that's one of her biggest assets, I think, and the positive energy.
Yeah, it's
as
incredible.
Well. Yeah.
I have not seen one negative gesture, one negative word at all.
Please take your seats quickly behind the medals.
That's what I thought we'd start to see more of, especially if that leg is increasingly bothering her. Just being more aggressive on the first ball. The previous forehand from Zhao, I thought, you know, what a great shot. She's completely resetting the point, giving herself some extra time, but Haddad Maia got over to that one very quickly, took it slightly on the rise.
Hai meu, de novo, boa resposta. Viu?
Zhao survives another service game. The leg hangs in. She leads 5-4. Team China.
Team China leads by 5 games to 4.
Well, the movement when the point is on is hampered. There's no doubt about that. It's not terminal just yet. Do fear for what happens if she wins this set though and goes into a third.
I mean, she's doing a lot of movement on the ground. I actually think the worst thing you can do right now is sit for too long. As funny as that might sound, but just to keep that, you know, the leg warm, the adrenaline moving. You don't want to get cold too quickly. That's where it can really tighten up on you.
Xinyu, despite the fact that under quite a bit of duress with that left leg, still holds the advantage here in the second set. No breaks of serve. Haddad Maia has been the one that's been under the most pressure on serve. Juice on 2 occasions, 2 break points in her previous service game. Now serving to stay in this second set. Despite the fact that Zhao clearly hampered by the left leg. Even the walk there's got a little limp in the gait.
Yeah, the physios, they just walked past me. They're staying nearby. That's for sure, keeping a close eye on Zhao. But I agree. I don't know how she's going to last a third set if she would win this one. But it's one game at a time, isn't it?
Yeah. Good.
Just missed it. That's where I feel the slight hesitation, the movement from Zhao is towards the backhand, and when she has to stop abruptly on that left leg.
Sort of stretching is not going to be any good at all to the hamstring. It was a big stretch.
15.
That was pretty similar to the one that seemed to cause the issue earlier in this set.
Didn't even look like it bounced up that much. She hit that so flat, it just stayed low off the bounce.
Brings up 2 set points.
Yeah, and this time Zhao is staying aggressive. That's one thing she didn't do in the first set when she had her opportunities.
Now the crowd will start to play their role because strong Chinese contingent. Crowd's grown significantly since the start of the match too, and Maia needs these big serves. She's been able to do it so far in this match when required.
Team China.
And Zhao takes the second set for Team China despite the duress. 6-4.
6 games to 4, 1 set.
That positive energy already from the start. Haddad Maia didn't go off the court this time, just sat with her coach, got a little bit of advice just to try and reset in this third set. Right idea. I like the fact that she was trying to be aggressive and charge forward to the net. I like the game plan. Maybe just rushed it a bit too much. Needs to finish the shot first.
That was an interesting volley, wasn't it, Jill? Was that a slice volley?
I think she was surprised it just came at the pace it did. I mean, Zhao took so much off that ball.
Well, when you come to the net, you definitely have to execute better.
Team China.
Well, Zhao again continues this strong form on serve, takes the opening game, the third set.
First game, final set.
Well, it's just amazing because she's got Zhao is actually incredible feel for the exact shot she needs to hit to make it challenging for Haddad Maia. I mean, there's been so many instances in this match where you feel like Haddad Maia is in control, is in charge, and actually the point is on her racket, and then all of a sudden how well Zhao is moving defensively, but the shot she's hitting too, I feel like it's always something different. Haddad Maia is not sure what's coming. It's been pretty effective.
And she's just showing so much consistency now as well.
Yeah,
Zhao, that's really impressive. Seems to always have the right shot up her sleeve at the moment.
So at the start of the match, Win Predictor wasn't having Zhao Xinyu at all. 14% was probably a little generous. Now, swing absolutely Team China's favour. Sure, Win Predictor's factoring in the
injury,
the stretched hamstring, frayed hamstring.
Let first.
For all the hours you're putting on the practice court in the off season, which is so brief anyway, but 2 hours and 23 minutes at this level, something that you can't prepare for. Quite the same. At any point in the match.
15.
seems to be so clear to Zhao as well. I love it that she tries to come to the net to shorten the point a little bit more often now as well. She's got great instincts there. Whenever she goes there, she seems to win the point. We don't see a lot of double-handed backhand volleys, but that one is effective from her. She believes she can win this.
Time violation warning, team.
Good choice right into the body. Haddad Maia going for that faster serve.
Team Brazil. One game.
All these games are so close. I mean, it's tough because I think both of them are returning pretty well. Zhao, I think, definitely has gotten more aggressive. A couple extra miles per hour off the ground for sure. Sure what to do with that ball now, that low slice. I mean, she saw Zhao inching forward inside the baseline.
15.
She almost had too much time there, didn't she? And too many options. Stick to your strength in those moments.
Last 4 or 5 times she's come forward, she's lost the point, and you kind of felt that was the right move there, just to wait rather than take a little earlier, but didn't pay off.
She's hesitating to take that ball in the air and come to net. That one for sure. I feel like she shouldn't have let bounce. She just gave that extra moment for Zhao to reposition herself, to get balanced again.
And then got caught on the retreat, didn't she?
Yeah.
So interesting tactically, confidence-wise.
Moving very well. I don't know if that move she does is just tired from the point and just needs to rest for a moment.
Yeah, she certainly lets everyone know how she feels in between the points, that's for sure. But it seems to work for her. It is a physically very intense match now.
Team China, new balls, please.
Very strong on serve. 2-1, Team China.
Leads by 2 games to 1.
One of the most popular tourist destinations in Australia is in Broome. It's a big state, 2,000 kilometres north of here, Jill. Broome.
I was just going to ask you.
Sunset at Cable Beach is one of the most famous locations in Australia.
Wow, that's cool. I haven't.
Camel riding.
I mean, I know some people that have gone to Broome consistently. They absolutely love it. I've yet to go.
I've never been there either.
You haven't? You've never been there? I mean, the pictures are beautiful.
It's a long way from anywhere.
Well, there's plenty more action to come in the United Cup. Germany, the other side in this Group E clash. Alexander Zverev, defending champion. He'll take on Thiago Monteiro of Brazil. Monteiro, of course, next up tonight. And he plays Zhang Zhizhen of China. So he'll be wanting a win on the board before he faces defending champion Alexander Zverev. That one in days to come. Right now, though, the Group E clash is between China and Brazil. And it's one apiece between the women. Haddad Maia serving to level up in the deciding third set.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Love 15.
Oh, she's striking that one well now. She's got good backspin. I think Haddad Maia predicted that was coming as well and just couldn't get there in time. actually thought she was in position for that backhand, but then after she struck it, you could tell that she was just leaning a bit too much.
Yeah, the key for her now is to just stay in the moment, not get too carried away.
Yeah.
Not overplay.
That's why I think in that moment right there, 30 all point, it's such a big point. Get that margin, go just hard, straight down the center on that return.
Confident at the net there from Beatriz Maia. She should have set herself up to be picked off completely, but sending it wide, 2-all.
It's actually kind of smart on her end. She knows she didn't hit that great of a shot. That half volley just popped right up there for Zhao to attack, but she just completely charged and closed the net. Made the court seem that much smaller for Zhao. I took a lot of pace off that first serve. It's interesting. Still Haddad Maia a little sporadic on the return. I mean, sometimes hitting some great shots like the previous forehand winner, but there's been quite a few that are getting away from her, missing quite a few long.
She wanted to run around it, but it was right on the body, that serve. Smart one from Zhao. It's important to get 3 points now.
Again, the serving remains strong for Zhao. 3-2.
Team China leads by 3 games to 2.
Pretty calm on both benches. Absolute business end of this opening encounter. Time between Team China and Team Brazil. Men's singles, mixed doubles still to come. This opening encounter between Team China and Team Brazil. First night session of the opening day's play of the United Cup of 2025. Matches in Sydney commence tomorrow morning, Australian time. Come back here, of course, for day 2. And at the moment, this is a fascinating encounter. 2 hours and 42 minutes on serve in the 3rd set.
Só isso. Primeira bola muito boa.
That was interesting. Didn't even make a move for that one forward. Zhao. It's pretty good disguise from Haddad Maia. Here changing the angle of a racket head, setting up like she was about to hit the forehand, but change it up at the last moment.
Easiest service game she's had for some time.
And that's setting a statement as well out there. Haddad Maia winning that service game so easily, puts extra pressure on Zhao. The tension is certainly rising down here.
Perfect time to do it off the let court. You automatically feel like that's a ball that your opponent's gonna be aggressive on. And Haddad Maia taking a step back, expecting that aggressive reply.
little bit extra there from Haddad Maia.
15.
Holds that forehand well. I mean, sometimes it can be tough to tell which direction she's going to hit the ball. Holds the backswing and accelerates through quickly. So well with the feet there. Still felt like she could have taken that ball out of the air, but she's still slightly hesitant to do that. But at least in this moment, she got those a couple extra steps, made sure she was in really good position.
She has to win the point twice. Haddad Maia, unbelievable defensive game. Once again there from Zhao. And she's facing break point now.
First break point since the 11th game of the first set.
Well, I wonder what Haddad Maia's approach is on that return now. She's going to be aggressive.
Yes.
Wow. What a time to hit one of your best serves. Great. Yeah, that's what I've been waiting to see, is her being able to get the courage to take that swing volley out of the air. Well done from Haddad Maia.
And she's trying to be aggressive.
Yeah.
In this moment of the match.
So Haddad Maia gets the break. Her movement severely compromised now as well. Doesn't look like she's got the free-flowing movement that she's had earlier in the match. That last point had a little bit of everything. 4-3. Just the movement here from Haddad Maia. She's frozen to the spot. Look at that. That's not the movement that we've seen throughout the match. Couldn't believe the ball kept coming back.
I think that's what it was. I think she just got tired of not being able to put that ball away.
A little.
There, yeah, you can see it there, yeah. Just a little bit of a limp. As Barbara's been saying, it's a very, very physical match. I mean, these points are long, even despite the weather being a little bit cooler. I mean, they've just been playing such long points and really spreading the court. They both have had to cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, Haddad Maia nearly stopped playing that point. So very intense out there.
Away in a break, we saw a replay of the last point of that previous service game. Movement of Haddad Maia compromised. Starting to get very tired. 2 hours and 53 minutes. Air temperature is pretty good, 20 degrees. Humidity is reasonably high, 68%. It'll certainly be a lot tougher weather-wise the next few days. Mid to high 30s on the way. And now Haddad Maia with the break, convincing her opponent that all is good by dashing out here after the sit-down. Serve for the first time since that opening set. Now serves with a 4-3 lead. Still kind of feel anything's possible here, though.
Seconds.
Non-existent footwork from Haddad Maia on both ends of the court.
They're both cramping at the same time in their leg. It's incredible.
She's in a lot of trouble here, Haddad Maia. She's almost frozen to the spot, and so we've got cramp at one end. In fact, the other end, we've got issues as well. Neither player can actually just move from the spot that they're on.
To me, it looks like Haddad Maia is hurting a little bit more right now. It just seems like she can't move that right leg.
The physio has been called, so it's on her way out.
Zhao's heading to Team China bench. Physios are on their way. Haddad Maia not able to move from the spot.
Jill, remind me, can you get treatment for cramps?
You're not supposed to, I don't think.
Right.
Very quickly becomes a slight strain then.
Right.
She can't move from the spot.
No,
Yeah,
she can't move. We saw it at the end of that last game where she just lost her movement completely, and now it's a bit like the marathon runner who hits the wall. You run out of energy supply. Been pretty good on the gels throughout the match.
And I think she did verbalize that it is cramping, so that's why the physio wasn't allowed to touch her. She's in all sorts.
All sorts of trouble. Yep. Every time she goes to move, when you have that cramp, it's the involuntary muscle spasm. She can't push off on the serve.
Yeah.
Has to go to the underarm now, and it goes wide.
Oh, God.
This is like the Hunger Games.
15.
This is
extraordinary.
I'm feeling for them.
I am
This is
too.
painful.
They've given everything. 2 hours, 57 minutes.
I mean, cramps are really painful.
And once you get them,
yeah,
it's hard to get
That's
rid of
it.
them.
Not even pickle juice can.
I've heard mustard can work.
Wow. Then the Dijon, the whole grain,
15-30.
You just want to help her to
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
It's hard to see how Haddad Maia can continue here. If you can't have treatment, there's no sit down coming.
And then it gets worse the more you just stand still and stop,
Yep.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
She's just probably thinking, I need to find a way to get to that next change of ends.
3 break points to break back and even us up at 4 apiece.
No one can even bring her water, right? I don't know.
No.
I think he wants her to stop. I
Yeah.
think the coach wants her to stop.
Second serve, team.
Of course, the clock keeps ticking, so no choice but to call the code violation on the warning with the time clock.
Well, you have to be careful now that you don't get injured as
Right.
well. You could easily pull a muscle here. It's still a very long season coming up at the beginning of the year.
Tough situation for Thomas Sweeney in the chair. He has
She's
to
starting
apply
to,
the
walk, starting to walk a little bit better.
has to apply the rules and the time.
Yeah. I hate to see her getting defaulted now.
That's the thing with cramp. Once it takes hold, it's,
The outcall we heard was an incorrect call from the system. The point goes to Team China.
okay. So that was the question mark there.
It's all happening now, isn't it?
Yeah.
4 games.
Yeah. So that was game point.
Even the electronic line system seems to
Yeah, it's got cramp as
get
well.
a bit tired.
So 4 apiece. What happens next? All of a sudden, Haddad Maia's got a little bit of movement back.
Thank you.
Yeah, I almost think when she was forced to have to make a move and run on the previous point, that helped her maybe get some of the cramp out of her system. Definitely looks a little better.
Just the point you need when you're two wounded warriors. They just start bashing it at each other.
It seems like that leg has relaxed a little bit now from Haddad Maia. She knows her body best. The coach, the team captain, thought it's probably better to retire, but she hung in there and she looks refreshed now.
Not sure refreshed is the right
Well,
description.
What would you use? I don't know, a second win?
Look wide.
A little bit.
You've kind of got that elevated pressure now when you go for a shot like that and you miss it. Was it worth it? I should be a little bit more conservative given both players are so compromised in their movement.
That's usually when you go for more.
Yeah.
It's usually when you want to shorten the rallies, not make the points so long.
Gao again, issues like in that previous game, and both players were totally spent and unable to move.
40-50.
There's Maia having to revert to the underarm serve on a few occasions. There's the spasm in the leg again. Good game points. Not even Nostradamus could predict what's going to happen from here. It must have been close, but it was just wide. Zhao holds serve. Now leads 5-4.
Team China leads by 5 games to 4.
So Zhao hobbles back to Team China's team zone. And Maia's got the trainers out for a conversation.
I mean, huge credit to both of them. I mean, just competing so hard and just finding some kind of will inside them to get through the adversity that both of them are facing.
And so you can't get treatment just for cramp.
No.
So full credit to Haddad Maia, who's not feigning anything
because
else.
It's not an injury.
Yeah,
That's part of the sport, is what they consider like it's the physicality of it.
She could easily say, I think I've got an issue that's different to that,
Yeah.
be receiving treatment. So credit to her. So what happens from here? 3 hours and 7 minutes. We had that extraordinary 8th game where Haddad Maia, having broken serve in the previous game to lead 4-3, was frozen to the spot. Wasn't able to go through a service motion at all. Was forced to serve underarm. Zhao broke back, held serve. They're both moving like glaciers at the moment.
I'm actually surprised Haddad Maia sat for how long she did on the changeover.
What has she got? Can she
Thank you, ladies and
find
gentlemen.
some reserves here? Serving to stay in it now.
Zhao, she sees the finish line, of course, hoping that Haddad Maia starting to cramp once again, but she just needs to make her play now, you would think. This moment.
14.
The extraordinary battle continues. Haddad Maia won the 6th game of this set to love. She broke Zhao in the next service game, then her body went into meltdown, and that's when all the issues began. 5-all.
I feel too, just a little bit of release that she had there too, I think can only help her just release some of that tension. It's been such an intense match.
It's incredible what a human body is capable of.
Yeah. At this stage, when every point is so important, it is so frustrating just to give away a free point with a double fault.
And you know, when the nerves are starting to kick in, obviously it affects your body even more so as well.
Haddad Maia right away knew she didn't do enough with that volley.
40-30.
That just popped it up in the center of the court, and she knew she was in trouble.
Team China.
(6-5), 3 hours and 14 minutes. Both players hobble back
Team
to their
China
team
lead
zone.
by 6 games to 5.
Xinyu Gao having a little more treatment on the injured hamstring. No treatment for Haddad Maia. Question mark on what can happen with the cramp. Pam Rycross prevailing downstairs. People everywhere, trainers, supervisors.
Everyone seems to be on their walkie-talkies. It's hardcore here. This match, haven't witnessed anything like that ever, I think, where both players are physically so exhausted, both of them cramping.
Huge advantage to be serving first and be leading on the scoreboard, considering what might happen. I'd both be looking forward to a tie break if it goes that far.
I think so.
Okay, one more time, one more set, okay?
Now being asked to drink more from the trainer. She says, I've had enough of that.
Time.
Men's singles, mixed doubles still to come, but for now this match has been extraordinary. The scoreline is tight. The time clock is in neither player's favour. 3 hours and 15 minutes. Haddad Maia trying to convince everyone that she's 100%. Little smile on her face as she bounces out.
I see her do that often. I think she does it just to try and release that tension a little bit. I mean, we know how positive she is, but that can help relax you so much.
Serving to stay in it once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
good. I think she even surprised herself with how well she struck that ball. Didn't have much height to it, but really directed that well.
It's been a while since she lost a point on her serve, Haddad Maia. Really aggressive with that first shot after the serve now.
Wow, look at that. The sprinting in this set, Zhao has done significantly more than Haddad Maia.
Both players are over 2 kilometres in sprints for the match, but back half of this, despite being wounded, Zhao finding the capacity to get the legs moving.
It's just incredible how much he's had to cover ground and still be in this position, 2 points away from this match.
Incredible tennis for all 3 hours and 19 minutes. And if she's got anything left, she's got a match point.
So much support there now for Zhao.
30.
All the
40.
supporters chanting her name. It should give her the last boost.
What a match.
Team China.
And Zhao prevails in the battle of the wounded warriors.
6-4, 7-5.
Extraordinary. 3 hours and 20 minutes. Zhao Xinyu for Team China, 5-7, 6-4, 7-5. In a mighty upset, in a mighty battle.